Salute, salute, peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power. Salute, salute, salute. What's good, what's good? As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space of educating and being educated. Know that this is a space of love, unity, questions, answers, dialogue, conversation, analyzing. This is a space of intelligence, your space. As my classroom assistants come on in, please, please, please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please put all funding information in the chat for the duration of class. Funding information. Fund the war effort. If you or anyone you know, I have to repeat, you or anyone that you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Not now, right now. If you are under the fold, if you up under here, you already getting anger management, book your sessions before the weekend kick in. If you up under here, book your sessions. Don't play no games. Get your sessions in. If you or anybody you know is in need of domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs. Find out what you need to be alerted to and strategies to help you get out and help you survive and thrive. Remember, the life you save could be your own. Okay? Now, this is Sober Fridays, y'all. So if y'all, excuse me, if you are here and you are struggling with sobriety, please, 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 print it, type it, say it, reach out. Let us help. I don't care if it's alcohol. I don't care if it's weed. I don't care if it's cigarettes. I don't care if you're custody and it's coke or that diesel, prescription, whatever. Book yourself an assessment or talk about it right now. Okay? Sober Fridays. Sober Fridays. Let's get it in. Now, tag yourself. That's where we at. This is the week in review. Whatever you had to get off your chest in the chat or in the comments or any newfound information about what we went over this week, Q&A. Get your green screens up and running. Get your paid pizzles up and running. Q&A. Okay? Let your classmates know it's going on. And I ain't never late. Stop hitting me. I keep telling y'all, giving out these invites with my little thumbs, trying to make sure it's all on all the little platforms for Dolo. This is me doing this. Okay? So let's see who in class. ATM Tim in the spot. Lovely lady. Nina smiles. Yeah, smiling. Hi, 55. Yeah. First 55 of the Friday. Hey, Wood. I see you, Abe Wood. Jason Reels. Salute. Get it in. Get them green screens. Get your questions in, man. Sober Friday. Man, if I'm going through it Friday, let it be known. Cool K King. Fredro. 55, Fredro. 55. FREDROFIVEFIVE. 55. Ken Williams. D-Fat. Shannon Campbell. Lone Don. 55. Jeff Sparks. What it do? What it do? Hey, C Blades. Cookie. Jewels. What's good? Andre Davis. Polio epidemic. You can turn hard. Shannon Campbell. Base proletariat. I see you, Rick Gatlin. What up, Andre Davis? What up, Mark Miller? What up? What up? Who? Jamal Rogers. 55. Donovan Michaels. Junebug 83. 55. Metal Face. Salute. 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 George Johnson. Let's get it on. Before we get into it, though, before we get into y'all Q&As, we have to get into something that we've been speaking about quite often lately because we've noticed it for even for the last 5 years. UK is in the building. I see you. Long Dawn, I see you. But you got a 55, sir. So the last 5 years, we've been laughing. We've been triggered. We've been serious. We've been analytical about Grippergate. And we have consistently noticed a sort of scrubbing of black male heterosexuality, where they are attempting to dilute what is normal behavior when it comes to men. And in that, sort of shaming men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Shaming men for not performing or for behaving in manners that are what they want to view, kind of dated, right? Do you understand that? Dated. And for many of us, that dated behavior when it comes to how men operate that's because that's how men are supposed to operate. For real, for real. But in what we know as the colorful age, right? Where that has become not only respected, but it's almost admired. If you're with the colorful gang, you're good money. But to be ordinary, to be regular, to have an affinity as a male to love and enjoy. What are we doing? To love females, we are in a space where you get judged, heckled. You understand that? And the reverse of that is what we are viewing now, what we are witnessing now on a regular basis is TMI, too much information when it comes to how men, especially our men, black men, are operating. Too much information. Everything doesn't have to be said. Everything doesn't have to be made public. Okay? Nobody give a damn about what these individuals are doing or not doing behind closed doors with people who they are doing it with. It's unnecessary. Truly it is. And that's where we begin to know that there is a specific agenda. Okay? Very specific agenda by a colorful gang. And how they use people who may not be in alignment with that gang, how they use them to the best of their abilities, right? Very slickly, though. They put them in a space to say things, tell stories, explain themselves when they really shouldn't. Sort of a reverse psychology, right? Like for real, for real. You really, 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 really shouldn't know certain information. So now, not only this week, but last week, in the last few months, in the last couple of years, we've been witnessing men on these platforms, high subscription-based platforms, just telling on themselves. And forgetting, again, that their target audience, whatever it may be, is not the only audience that is viewing this stuff here. Okay? And the majority of these social media platforms are not formatted purposely in the conversation around sex. You understand? Black men, at least the black men that I was raised up with and raised around, we didn't sit around and publicly broadcast our sexual behaviors. It's just not shit that men do. And even in a space where we are close-knit and cross generations and teachings and educatings and understandings need to be understood, we always did it from a clinical sense, making sure the youngins know how not to get a disease, how hygienic they should be, what to look for, what not to do. You dig, very specific, but not personally saying and giving visuals to how you perform, to what your behaviors and kinks are. That ain't shit you broadcast. like that. Regardless of how you see yourself, whether you see yourself as a gangster, whether you see yourself as a hustler, whether you see yourself as a pimp in the business of selling sex. And you never seen them talk about their exploits at all. And they're around it all day, organizing it, managing it. You ain't never seen none of that. You never heard none of that. But we are in this age where these men want us to know specific information about what tickles their fancy. Do you understand? Yeah. So I was quite thrown when I, again, sent by someone, one of the classmates sent me the video of Karim and Mase's last or sometime recent exploits. And I'm like, In the day and age of Me Too, Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, R. Kelly, Trey Songz, Puffy, Charlemagne. In this age, they found it quite funny to talk about how they used to engage in menage a trois, and I'm being very clean with it. Because, to use the term train the way they did it, it demeans the woman, whether she's a willing participant or whether she encouraged it or not. The train is very demeaning, always has been. So I'm trying to wrap my head around 50-year-old men, almost 50-year-old men, talking about their sexual exploit like that in very vivid detail. I'm trying to wrap my head around two others, Chad Ochocinco, Shannon Sharp, NFL veterans, Hall of Famers, speaking on their sexual kinks and exploits. Now, I really thought that Chad and Shannon was a sports platform. I really thought Cam and Mase was a sports platform. Why do we need to know this information? Just trying to figure it out, man. And sometimes y'all gotta help me. Because when I'm watching and I'm getting these videos sent to me and I'm looking at these pics and memes and I'm seeing how much Cam is morphing into Stephen A. and I'm watching how much Mase is morphing into Uncle Charlie Wilson. I'm like, damn, what is going on here? Really? I'm seeing how the Matrix is moving. How they're using these platforms or being used by these platforms. And you can't do anything but laugh and smile. The Stephen Cameron Giles A. Smith. The Mason Charlie Wilson Betha. That shit is merging. But we definitely don't want to hear about Stephen A's sexual exploits, and damn sure don't want to hear nothing about Uncle Charlie and his exploits. Woo, because we know he was a gusty at one time. We don't want to know that. And I'm very sure that we wouldn't hear that. Unless they get used by one of these platforms, right? So now I'm listening very intently as I do to try to hear backstories and put it into a context to see what really is being articulated to us, the audience, when Cam is talking about him and Mase. And he really is ecstatic about telling us that they used to partake in the sexual activities together before they were on. Which means we could only imagine what took place when they did get a few nickels and dimes in their pockets. And in the conversation, he's talking about watching Mase get fellatio. And I'm confused, and I'm just sitting there like, is this Harlem? Harlem on the rise? Is this dip, set? And I'm like, you're watching Mase. Feel so good, Mase. Been around the world. You're watching this man get fellatio. And I'm like, what is going on here, man? No, really. I'm like, is this for real? Is this happening? Then I gotta remember, yeah, Harlem World should never surprise me. But they used to keep it under wraps. Like, you wouldn't know about Uptown. You wouldn't know about Harlem unless you've been there, unless you had access, unless you was invited in. And as a guest of Harlem, act like a guest. That's when you would know about, the after-hour spots, the back door in the after-hour spots. You understand what I'm saying? But to sit here and to hear him say this, and of course, Mr. Mason Wilson could do was just smile. And I'm like, he got to be feeling uncomfortable because this man is telling the world that he's watching you. Right? This is where we at with it now. In 2024, we need to know this information. So, I don't know if Mase was privy to the information of the thoughts that Cam was trying to have. Instead of watching this man get fellatio and I can't get aroused. Now I'm like, hold up, man. Why? So I gotta ask the classmate, y'all classmate, I gotta ask, like, why did you send this to me? Because it is no way that we can have this discussion without saying what is really good with these two. For real. So now this is where we at with it. Set the scene, because they already said it for you. There's somewhere in Harlem with some woman, though he never said that. They said, yeah, no, he did. And Killer Cam is watching Murder Mase get fellatio. And while he's watching, he's trying to get aroused. Now, do you now after that, Mase engages in intercourse with this woman, and this woman is performing fellatio on Cam. And Mase gets upset and chastises the woman, saying, you wasn't doing or wasn't giving it to me like that. And begins to get a little aggressive. And I'm going like, yo, what is this, man? What is going on here? Huh? Man, don't go up in there with that Philly. Stop that. There's brothels in Harlem. You know it, I know it. Did he say where the brothel was? Did he say it was a brothel in Atlanta? Did he say it was a brothel in D.C.? Did he say it was a brothel in Vermont? Did he say it was a brothel in the red light district in Germany? No. If I'm mistaken, let me know now. A brothel. There are brothels in Harlem. We know about the Blue Door. 2 blocks from the Apollo. Okay? Let's not start it. There's brothels in Harlem. Okay? Don't start that now. No. We ain't gonna do that. Okay? Wherever they was, we didn't need to know about it. If it was on Pebble Beach, we didn't need to know about it. If it was in a community center, we didn't need to know about it. If it was in Uptown Records or Bad Boy Records, we didn't need to know it. We didn't need to know about it. But now we do. And there was a whole lot going on. A whole lot going on. Why? In this class, we always ask, why? What was the purpose for that? What was the purpose for that share? Please tell me, what was the purpose for that share? That's my Q&A today. This is Q&A, green screen Q&A. Answer what I will ask. What you want, green screen Q&A. I'm asking them, what was the purpose for that share? What was the takeaway? It is what it is. What was the takeaway that we were supposed to walk away from Killer Cam, Murder Mase, and from what he expressed, this wasn't no one-shot deal. Like, this was the reg. This is on the regular. Grippergate, Grippergate, Grippergate. What's really good? Talk about it. Class, talk about it. Because after that, I could go, and I wasn't going to elaborate on it, but it's becoming common. It's becoming common now. Because we're getting Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp talking about eating toes. Eating toes. Eating toes. Right, Philly shit. Yes, they do. They pull each other card, but pulling each other card and giving us this bit of information. Now, I took it a little bit too far now. And it's starting to get a little bit worrisome, troubling. Because, man, hearing that and knowing for absolute fact that Mason Bethel signed with Bad Boy Records and had an extended tenure with Puffy? Oh, man. This could get real deep real soon. Ooh-wee. Y'all see where I'm going? We didn't need to know that. We damn sure don't need to know that Chad Uncle Cinco want to eat feet. Huh? Why is he talking about that with this grown ass Shannon Sharp? Y'all calling him Unc. And he's trying to tell him, like, nah, you come down to Miami. And we're going to show you how to get down, how to get busy. Like, nothing is off limits. Shannon Sharp said, well, what's off limits? Well, what don't you put your mouth on? Everything. Ain't nothing off limits. Now, Unc is shocked and appalled. Like, what? Where are you going with this like, why? I told you before, when black men, when melanated men are in a position of power and influence and audience, they take that away and put them in a position to be sexualized and desired. Good old buck breaking. Because these are voices. Remember, people are on social media more than they are on television. You ever hear this TV? Excuse me. You ever hear that TV? Barely. No, what? How many inches that is? Father's Day gift. That shit don't be on until the nighttime. People are here, we're engaging, we're speaking. Once I leave here, I gotta go to a reparations symposium. Here is where the influence, here is where the audience is. Here is where people are listening, they're gathering. Here is where they're getting information and setting the pace for themselves. This is where you're finding your tribe. So when melanated men have these audiences, when they're growing them, when the corporations get behind them and push them, when they don't have to ask to be funded for their efforts, they start to sexualize them. Because once you do that, you take away everything else. Like I always tell you that. When somebody is viewed in a sexual space, it limits their abilities of influence, okay, and chips away where it shouldn't in their ability to lead. This is why it's such a big deal when old Billy Jeff was getting fellatio in the Oval Office, right? They made that a big deal, right? All these Gripper Gates and these Me Too's with the Como, and now with Eric Adams. Like, when you are in a space where you're assumed to be a heterosexual, you're supposed to like some pussy. You're supposed to like women. You're supposed to like these things. But the public isn't supposed to know you like that. Oh no. They're supposed to believe in your leadership, in your ability to lead, in your ability to be assertive and to give direction and instruction. They're not supposed to view you in that space, which is why they always reduce women to their sexuality. It's very disrespectful. They don't put women in a space of leadership. They always put them in a space where you're sexualizing them. The her, oh she, her. They diminish the CEO boss space for women. They always sexualize them. Because then, again, when you view her as a woman, you don't view her as the boss. You understand? It's very difficult, even to this day, to be respected as a boss, as an instructor, as a shot caller, especially on higher levels in policing, in the military, in corporate America. You dig what I'm saying? They reduce that to, oh, she got titties and ass. So why would melanated men who were viewed as powerful in their chosen field, whether it was sports or whether it was entertainment and hip-hop, powerful, street cred, manly men, why would they reduce their leadership and their influence by allowing the world to view them extra sexual, right? Because it's not just sexual, where, you know, yeah, we was chasing these hotties, or yeah, we was in the strip club. No, you reduce yourself down to the kink, the kinkiest form. Oh, we was having menages, and I was watching you. I'm appalled. You were watching him in the confines of a musky brothel room? Just y'all three? Mase, you wanted that information out? That not only did he hear you rhyme on a regular basis, not only did y'all play ball on a regular, not only were y'all, you know, coming up the best of friends, but he was watching you and making an attempt to get aroused while watching you? Spicy. This is where we at with it? That's who gets to go viral? That's who gets to get ads and make deals? Woo! Harlem on the rise. Can't mess with these guys. Yeah. No, man. No. Huh? Listen. But it doesn't stop there. Because now we add Tasha K and her shenanigans, right? To reducing any type of power that melanated men have, right? So now, again, new information to me. Kid and play. There was questions about. I never heard it in all my years. I didn't hear that, but she definitely added to whatever the hell people thought about them by bringing Joe Smith's wife back. And again, too much information, even for former adult actress. Damn sure wasn't no star. Saying that she was giving Kid the business. Yeah. And gave Play the business. And gave Pac the business. So I'm like, wow, man. Funny how they always throw Pac in something, man. This man been dead. Assassinated. 3 decades, man. Still throwing him in. People want to be attached to that. But again, demeaning any power or influence. I mean, demeaning it. Any power or influence that these melanated men could have by reducing them to a phallus. Just reducing them down. And I don't get it. I don't get it. And nobody questions it. Nobody, people are so up in arms when they talk about how the colorful gang is moving and doing this and doing that. But never ever questions ourselves and the role we playing in that. And how you supposed to be just a little bit more sharper. Just a little bit. But, I've been going, listen, I've been talking. This is supposed to be y'all Q&A. And we don't have a lot of time. I'm actually preparing for tonight's class too. So, this is y'all. Whatever you want is 90 of you in the building. It's Sober Friday. If anybody is struggling, put it out there. Anybody have specific Q&A about what transpired this week and you might have missed and caught on the replay, want questions and answers, send it. I just had to get that off. It took a minute, but I had to get that off my chest, man. Because I don't think that we need to have that much information about these men. We just shouldn't. We just shouldn't. No. So if there's no cues, and I could save my A's, we could cut it short. All right? So we got some Q&As. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. I see Vanessa Robinson is up in the spotty spot. She done came through. Mr. Gomes, 075. You get a 55. Yeah. Michael Freeman. You. 55. Who else tried to sneak into class? Who else? Yeah, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all think y'all slick. Jumping up in here. Yeah, the trail. You get a 55. I see you. Yeah, that'd be slick. Yeah. 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 I see y'all. Who else in it? Because they be creeping and think I ain't gonna see them. So again, if there's no cues, I'll keep my A's for later and I'll break out. Heart Tunes TV, I see you. Haven't been seeing you. You get a 55. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Andre Davis, yes, much appreciated. Salute. We need to get to 10K. I don't, man, that must go and be an organic 10K. For real. That must gonna be organic. I mean, these people must be paying for their shit to get their shit, because this is, woo. Mark Milliner. Please, hit that green screen with y'all questions, man. Hit that. This is Q&A Sober Fridays. Do what y'all do. We gonna get it like this. But I know exactly how supportive you've been. Bliz, do you think there will come a time when the black community will start to hold traitors within the community accountable? Hell yeah. They do it all the time. But you don't recognize it. And the main traitors within the community that you're speaking on, they don't reside in the communities. Okay? They don't reside in the communities. So that's what throws it. But every time a parent goes up to the school and holds a teacher and administration accountable for their child's education, they're holding them accountable. That's that. When we have these little seemingly small acts, right, of assertiveness and demanding, yeah, you see it. I see people in the community group together and run parking ticket agents away from them. I see people demand that you don't throw trash on this block. You understand? You see it. You go in them, you see them bickering and challenging some of these supermarket managers for the bad fruits and vegetables. You see it. It's on a small scale. Now, on a larger scale, it takes resource. When I'm saying fund the war effort, it takes resource for people to come out on a large scale and get at these other individuals who are hiding, who are secured in a different space, right? When you see, like tonight, I'm going to this reparations community discussion, I guess. There will be police in the building. So if anybody really gets excitable about it, of course, you have the institution that is part of the larger oppressive state there to watch and to listen and hear. So I know they're going to be there because they come to any place where we are gathered to speak in matters of importance. But definitely, that attitude, that idea is shared. And yeah, people are going to start getting, but what specifically do you mean when you say hold accountable? Because your holding accountable may not mean my holding accountable. And once we get to iron that part out, you will start to see it more often. All right? Rugi Hauser, salute. What's good? Again, yes, C Blaze, let them know. Let them know. Definitely fund the war effort. Definitely, it's a Q&A with specifics now. You dig? With specifics. Black Queen to me. It's coming, brother. What's coming? The holding of accountability? Or what? I see you, Lee. Guinness, the Bison. Yes, salute. What's going on? Ah, there you go, Mark. Now, when do we begin to put foot up there behind? Hey, excuse me, it starts with you. It starts with you. And I want you to visualize what that looks like for you. I want you to visualize who's behind, when, where, and what is going to be the end result of it. That's how you answer that question. Who's behind? How far of a foot, right? Like how far the foot must go, and what is the end result? Because as intelligent people, as intelligent political people, as intelligent political people striving for liberation, those questions have to be answered. Because I've witnessed people do the ultimate and get no reward. And I've witnessed people hold people accountable on a minute scale and not get rewarded. And there was no outcome. So you have to be very, very real with it. Very real with it. And this is where we come. This is where we speak. Okay? Speak on it. All right? For those of you just getting here late, just getting off work, this is the green screen Q&A weekend review. So, and as such, it is also Sober Friday. So if you're having issues with sobriety, let it be known. Put it out there, right? So people in class, us as a class, can assist you, right? So that's what we're dealing with here. Green screen Q&A. Weekend review. Well, Lone Dawn, it can be speaking, but again, I'm right here. We got classroom assistants. We know there ain't nothing coming through. You can speak, you can ask, whatever you want to. As I always said, and I said in the beginning of this class, this is your space. Okay? But we also are working collectively to get this moving and to keep the class moving and to engage with each other and to fund these war efforts here. You can speak. I have no problem. None whatsoever. You speak in any name at all. That simple as that. Ain't that right, C Blades? Yeah. Salute. DeJuan Clark, consistent funder of the war effort. What's going on with you? What do I think about police quitting in New York? Well, it's a different thing Clark. The last nonprofit I was with, and we were specifically dealing with, and that's where I got my certifications and consistent trainings from, with parenting skills, with anger management, and with domestic violence. During the pandemic, during the entire George Floyd fiasco and protesting and all that, we saw right after that, during the pandemic, right, an influx of officers, okay, coming through. And in that space of them coming through, saying that they quit. Now, they quit because they said they were getting stand-down orders. Stand-down orders in the protest not to engage with whoever was out there, whether it was Antifa or whoever it was, stand-down orders. And in those stand-down orders, they were getting hurt. Now, most of them were new to the force, right? Wasn't even tenured. Some were rookies. Some may have had a year, 2 or 3 in. Some may have just gotten to. But when you have people who they knew weren't from New York City, weren't even from New York State, coming here, destroying the city, and hurting officers in the mix of that, and you were getting stand-down orders, limited arrest, and things of that nature, people like, I'm not putting my life on the line for this shit, and they were quitting. At that time. Now, currently, you can think of so many other reasons. The morale. There is no morale. There is no more, or very small amounts, I should say, of patriotism and the idea of what red, white, and blue means. Right? Baseball, apple pie, and all that. People have lost faith in it. Remember, faith is blind. Faith is something that you never seen happen. But for whatever reason, you want that outcome. So the American dream has been a nightmare for many. So you don't have that sense of patriotism. In New York City, you don't have that. They don't change the dynamics of what it is to be a New Yorker. So in that space, one of the most dangerous gigs on the planet is an NYC officer. So they out. Like, man, I'm not doing this shit. And they breathe. But in that sense, you got to understand that they have made people snitch. They have made people become rats and agents for the establishment. So where you may have police quitting, you got New York traffic ticket agents who are snitches and rats, right? So you got school safety. You got people that's in uniform on the same communication lines, right, with police. So they're making people mandated reporters. So you may not need as many police as you once did. So it's like, okay, how does it really harm people? You know, they may, not only is the morale down, but even though you have an ex-cop in charge, he's not making moves at a pro officer. You understand? He's in a space now where he's not pro anything. He's not pro black. He's not pro cop. Trying to swim in the mix of all this bullshit. All right? Did that answer that? Mad rats, huh? Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right? Angel. Oh. Man, you got 55. You get a 55. Pam Grill, Bernadette, Stannis. Can't ask me that. Really can't. I want to be biased. I want to say Bernadette Stannis. Come on. It's Brooklyn's finest. That's Brownsville. Noble Drew Plaza. Come on. That's all day. All day. All day. Yeah. What else? What else now? Again, we're not going to be it because I'm telling, look, when that time start running, I got to make these moves. I'm gone. You dig? What? Really? When? 45? I wouldn't be surprised. What keeps you going? My love for my people. That's it. That's it. I have a never-ending love and belief in my people. That's what keeps me going. So, no, I'm not going to allow them to be lied to. I'm not going to allow them to be misinformed. I'm not going to allow them to be cheated. That's it, man. That's it. Got an unyielding, and I know we can win. I know it. I'm telling you, me personally, I've bled them old phase. I know. I've seen terror in their eyes. You know, our people just got to see that. They have to. They got to. So I have to lead by an example. And by an example means incorporating everything I know and moving and being a manifestation of that. I seen it. I know it. It can happen. And I've been in every one of their institutions. And in every one of their institutions, they are scared to death. Scared to death of us truly waking up. I've been in their army. I've been in their prisons. I've been in their schools. There's no place that I've been. No place that I've been. You understand? None. Where I've seen them and they've seen us and they haven't been terrified. They are terrified. I know we can win. We just gotta, stop entertaining the bullshit. They bringing back the UFO. Yeah, so come on. Come on. I want to see the UFO. I want to see the aliens. I want to see them. I want to touch them and all that. Well, fuck about no alien. I've been dealing with these damn O-Phase all my life. Fuck an alien. Scared of none of that shit? Come on. Let's go. Out of here. Alien. Come on. Damn it, come right to the crib. Well, if they've been here and they've been watching this shit, I'm going to pull my hammer. Straight like that. They've been here, they watching, they've been doing all this shit, then they the enemies too. Fuck out of here, man. All that. I don't care who it is. You been here and you been watching, then your ass is op too. That go for anybody. If they been here, if Jesus been here, any of them, they the op too. Been sitting here watching this shit. God, I'll pop ET head right off. Pop his head right off. What are we doing here? You been watching this? Bring your goddamn neck and your goddamn Reese's Pieces. Kick foot right in ET ass. You dig? As you can see, it's getting dark in NYC. So let's go. Let's speed this up. Let's speed it up. What you got? What you got? Come on. Let's get the green screen. Let's get something moving. Because I got to run. And then I got to figure out how we going to do this evening's class. Yeah. Yeah. If we have class this evening, I don't know. I might get that fish in the belly and, man, fall back on y'all. You dig? Ain't that right, C Blaze? You know how we get on the weekend, right? Get that little flounder fillet, that little whiting. We gonna pass out. Bliz, do you consider upper class black people to be the ops? Not all, Mark. Not all. Some are genuinely in positions where they believe that how they were manifesting themselves would help. And then now what? You do penalize them because they are rich or they hold certain positions. You don't penalize them for that. You know, not just because they are upper class. You dig? We don't penalize them for that. We can penalize them if they are using their position and their riches and are part of these institutions and they are knowingly continuing in the oppression. You dig? That's when you start to look at them different. But come on, man, listen, I know some people that go very hard. It's a tasking job to awaken and do the most for our people. You understand what I'm saying? Sean Murphy, much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, you know, our people, I'm telling you, I've been kicked in the ass by our people. I done been told I don't do enough or didn't do enough. I done sat with young dudes in the freezing cold. I'm talking about in 20-degree weather trying to get them off the corner. 2-3 hours talking and giving them encouragement, telling them they don't have to be part of it, only to walk away. And they get shot and killed on that same corner. And then I'm talking to their homies and saying, listen, this is not it. Don't you see it? This is what I've been asking you to pull away from. And them to say, you ain't doing enough. I'm telling you, our people are very, 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 very traumatized by all of this stuff that's going on. So if people were geared in a certain way, raised in a certain way, educated in a certain way, where they were able to maximize, the potential within this system, and they acquired some wealth, well, not wealth, riches, income, you don't penalize them for that. You penalize them for how they moving around. If they are still engaged in these processes and not at the least informing you with truth and opening portals, opening paths for the majority of us, you understand, to come through. V. Gibson, V. Gibson, this is Sober Fridays. You don't get a 55. You're one of the most sober that we have in here and consistent. And I keep telling y'all, being late don't get you a 55. Skipping class gets you to 55. You dig? I seen it. What are your thoughts on Hassan and his desperate act to gain clout? I don't think it was a desperate act for clout. I'm gonna put it like that, because I don't believe that it was specifically orchestrated in that way. I don't. I really think that he was under the belief that he was about that action, under the belief that he could still be going through his hood, and that he would hold the same type of prestige, even in him not giving back to his hood. Went out there, pulled a stunt, and got clapped. I believe that. I believe he went out there and got clapped. Which, in all reality, could happen to anyone in New York City who is not consistently in the hood doing what's right, or consistently doing what's wrong. When you know everybody, you know who is who's about what, who may dig you and who may not dig you. It just so happens that in the day of social media, in this time of social media, people are narcissistic, people are conceited, people really believe what they put out on these cameras and computers. And they think that that gives them some type of armor. This shit don't give you no armor. Every day I'm in the East, I could get popped. Every day. Every day the East changes, no matter how often I'm out there. But in working to help the community, in working to help the youngins, the elders, the kids, the community, and people know and understand that. So that energy is always out there. Like I said, I don't eat off this shit. Those dudes eat off it. That's their primary bread and butter. This right here is their day job. And people know that. The audience is not dumb. The audience knows that this is all you do. So at what point are you giving back? At what point are you able to benefit from what the hell you see in here? So now when people go and step back and may not have been in that hood, especially early in the day, you know what Sunday mornings is like in the P's. If you was born and raised in the P's, Sunday morning, you might got your ass whipped if you dropped the goddamn spoon in the sink too loud. You don't raise no noise on no Sunday morning in the P's. Shit. An old drunk dad might pop you, man. Shut your ass up and get up out of here. So, again, I don't believe that it was done specifically for, because you can't judge this shit here. I've done class half sleepy, half tired, and believed that I really wasn't saying anything, and the shit done got 4,000 or 5,000 views. I did book club this week. That was, woo! Set that shit on fire. Shit ain't even get 1,000 views. So you can't call it with this. So for me to believe that people think that you can do something that's going viral, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. No, because the attention span, people could think that they know how this shit works. It just don't work. You can be hot and cold within a matter of hours. So I don't believe that. I believe he went out there, pulled a stunt, and somebody clapped him. And that's the energy when you, I'm telling you, when you don't give back. When you don't, and I mean give back time and effort. That's why athletes get popped. That's why rappers and entertainers get jacked and get popped. Because they only, again, doing it for themselves, which is fine. If that's your dream, if that's your aspirations, if that's where you want to be and how you see yourself, cool. But there's always ramifications for that. It is. There are always wolves. There's always somebody who's shit touching his ribs. And everybody, excuse me, wasn't raised in certain street life with certain principles, right? We just wasn't doing it. People that gave me that pistol and introduced me to the gun game, stick up kids shit. Certain principles. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. Once you in this, you in this. Ain't no ratting. Ain't no snitching. Die with it. Ain't no throwing your jet. Don't throw it. Keep your shit. It was specifics. We wasn't in the hood. We would cross that bridge where the bread at with them old face. Strictly. Everybody's not built like that. You got dudes that just prey on their hood, in their community, in their project, preying on people that's right there. So again, you went out there hummer stunting and got hit. Now, in that, doesn't make him any less of a threat at all. In that, it doesn't make the dude or dudes that went at him any less of a threat. It just happened. But what you question is his mentality. What you question is his sobriety. That's it. You dig? All right. I answered that. All right. That's what's up. Forgive. I see you. So look, again, you've got Q&As. Let's get it in, because I got to do my thing. I got to go get my fish. And listen, all that, McDonald's filet and fish and all, and I don't eat that. Y'all seen me chef it up. Oh, Slim, I got a video breakdown. I do. I found one. I definitely found one. I got a video breakdown. It's coming. But shit, Kenny Matt, come on now. I ain't seen no green screens in a minute. And I know for a fact Kenny Matt got a whole lot of greenbacks. Because I've been hearing what goes on in D.C. now. And I'm hearing, I know for a fact, somebody put a bug in my ear last night. D.C. got a lot of stuff running around. Whole lot of jobs, a whole lot of opportunity out there. Yeah. But I got one. I just saw the video yesterday. I said, damn, I forgot about that. Got to go in on that. Yeah, don't shit on your doorstep. Nah, never that. It's hard enough, and I listen. I've been raised in East New York. It's different. It's hard enough to be embraced in your own space when your space is dangerous. I mean, dangerous. I don't know if y'all understand that, especially if y'all in different cities or different states. I don't Google, Google, whatever search engine, Google crime, decades, 80s, anything, crime in the 75th precinct in East New York, Brooklyn. Google it. Go to the YouTube search and search, yeah, 75th precinct. Listen, it's not tooting your horn, it's nothing. Again, we going all the way back to the original Murder Inc. We talking about the original Italians and murder. That all that is East New York. I don't know what they keep trying to tell y'all. Even John Gotti, all that is East New York. That is just, remember we coming from farmlands and all that. That area, it breathes it. So to believe that you can be loved, hood don't love you, the streets don't give. You will get it if you slip. Why I don't drink, I never got high, I'm not off point, I'm not embracive, I'm not stationary anywhere. I move the way I've been taught. Because I'm the hunter. You're not going to get up on me like that. That's just how it is. Other people allow what they think their name is, that it hold weight. It don't. It just don't. And to believe that social media, that this shit means something, is a pop your head off, man, quick. About that shit you talking on. That shit you talking on social media. That's that shit you say in your raps. That's the shit we done had actors and everybody come out of the East. That shit don't mean nothing. You get caught, you gonna be somebody's fool. That's it. And it's consistent. What I did in the 80s don't matter. What I did in the 90s don't matter. What I did in it don't matter. Nigga, what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? If dudes don't think you about that action today, yeah, you might get your head knocked off. So you got to be a real East New York dude. Consistently in my upper age, I'm a beast on the bar. I'm a beast in the gym. My spit out game is official. My hands are official. That hammer still go off. That's just how I was raised. I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to allow social media to cloud that. I'm not going to allow my intelligence to supersede the elements of what we live in. You really get people that think that because you have acquired a certain age or that you are a certain title, a father, a teacher, a carpenter, a mechanic, that you not in the area that you in. You're in East New York. You're in Brownsville, right? You're in Queensbridge. You're in Red Hook. In D.C., you're in Northeast. You in these areas. If you still in these areas, then you got to be about that. You dig? So that's what it is. Some people slip. Or, again, they really wasn't in it. They wasn't about it. They didn't smell the street. They didn't live that. I lived it. Nah. You're not going to, come on. You crazy? No. Again, don't care what you do for people. You never know how people perceive you. They may believe that you're full of shit. You dig? And the minute that happened, yeah, you can be God. So again, look, man, let me rock and roll. Let me rock and roll. I know what the day is. I know what it is. The first, y'all acting crazy. Y'all look, but you're scared of the landlord and all that shit. Man, damn that. Support the war effort. Damn that. Landlord ain't tough. Knock him out, man. Put blood in his mouth. Say you had to fund the war effort. That's what you got to do. Oh, shit. She might be home. See what y'all got me doing, man? A little more loud and shit. Fund the war effort, man. Stop playing. I might come back. Y'all been acting real funny lately. All right. See, Bliz, I'm going to hit you in a minute. Tierra, I'm going to hit you in a minute. I got to move around. I got to get my fish. If I miss my fish, I damn sure ain't coming back on V-Give. I got to go get my fish. I don't get no fish. Y'all ain't going to see me. Man, I might not see me till middle December messing with y'all. Asking for all type of shit. Book club, this, woman up, that. You coming on. You going on. You going on. Video breakdown, all that shit. Let me miss my fish. I'm gonna break down this whole damn shit and just get the damn YouTube thing here, whatever y'all calling this thing. All right? Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. No matter what y'all going through, shift your mind. Guard your mind. Shift your mind. In time, there's answers to all that shit. Okay? There's an answer, but you got to be patient with yourself. Stop beating yourselves up because this system is designed for you not to win. Shift your mentality. You got it. Just give yourself enough time. Fall back. Think of what you have to do. First things first, last things last. All right? And fund the war effort. If I don't get my goddamn fish tonight, if I got to hear it from these folk in here because I ain't got no fish, I turn this